Morning, everybody. I worked on my bus yesterday. I forgot to video it, and then I just thought it was stupid once I did realize it, because you would just see me sitting in the driver's seat taking the dash apart. But I accomplished a lot, because what happened was I went somewhere yesterday and I pulled in the driveway, and I got to thinking about how my very left side of my gauges, the oil temperature and fuel gauge is blacked out at night, and it drove me nuts. I'm just one of the people that I'm just real OCD about that. So I pulled in the driveway, and Chloe was laying there, like, knew we were home, and I just got in there and started taking the dash apart, seeing how hard it would be. And then I ended up 5 hours it took me to do everything I did. I got a lot accomplished. I did that light bulb in there I took out from behind where all your gauges are, and the clear thing. I took that out, took it apart, took the little bulb out, went to Napa, got it along with the dope light, put that all in, and then put the dash all back together. And when I was done, and I did other things, I fixed the radio. My radio was all staticky, it wouldn't work. So I've never messed with it since I've had it for almost 2 months. So I took that apart as well, and I got the radio working now. That's great. It's awesome, because all you listen to creaking and noises, things really loud inside. But I also helped to fix that. My big swing doors on the bus that open up when you step in, I had to put plexiglass in, because the second day I had it, I opened it real fast and it shattered. I really didn't do it fast though, but it shattered. And I put plexiglass in it, which now I got to switch to glass, because my buddy Shane, that does all my tent, told me the day I called him after putting the plexiglass in, trying to schedule an appointment. He said, I can't tent that. It'll bubble up. So I got to put glass in that. But I got stuff I put in there to make it quit creaking, because it was that plexiglass, it drove you crazy. But I got that radio hooked up now, and I put my trash can I mounted in there where I can put my trash on the side of the doghouse. And then I put this tray I bought at the dollar store to put my stuff in, because there's just really nowhere to put stuff. But after I got it all done and together, and it took me so long, I told the guy at Napa I'd be happy if this thing even worked when I was done. I was so nervous about taking everything apart. I've never took a dash apart so far into it like I did. But after getting all that together, I start the bus up. Oh, and I found these Intel switches. There's these, in my dash, I had 2 holes with screws, like something mounted in there, and I didn't know what it was. Well, inside below the cup holder, I found this little Intel Systems thing, and a plug thing on the back. Never knew what it was for, didn't put that it went there. And when I was taking my seats out of the bus, I found another thing like that it had a picture of the wheelchair lift and all these different things that will light up. And it had a plug on the back. Well, and my cigarette lighter plugs, both my cigarette lighter plugs did not work. The 12 volt and the cigarette light itself didn't work. So when I pulled it all apart, those were just unplugged. And then I also found 2 plugs in the back that I thought, wow, I wonder if those go to those 2 things I found. And I grabbed them and I put them up in the dash, and when they went in the hole, the screw holes lined up on both of them. So I stuck both of those in there and hooked them up, started the bus. Those are working. When it's in park, it lights up red and tells you you're in park. Hit the emergency brake, it tells you that's on. Yeah, it's got a high idle button to, idle it up before it's cold out and you start it and want to get it warmed up. It has a thing to let me know when my lift door is open. It has a thing to let me know when my lift is down. I forget what else it does. There's a picture of battery and stuff. I don't know what that meant. If that had something to do with my back battery, I don't know. I got to figure that out. But I got all that hooked up. I was so happy. Like, I couldn't believe it. I thought something's got to be wrong. And I immediately looked at my gas gauge, and I knew right away. When I remember hitting it, and I flicked the gauge, and it kind of felt like it had not gears in it, but like if you pushed it real hard, it would keep going and then stop. And I thought I put it back where it was at. Well, I didn't. And I had it all back together. So I ended up taking it all back apart. Got that split, the clear part over your gauges. I had to split that all apart. And then I had to mess with unplugging it and plugging it in to where it goes to where it wants to go. And then turn my key on the bus to let it read what it's going to read. And I had to keep doing that system until I got it to where it would go on and go right just above full. And then I had to run to the gas station afterwards and fill it up. That way, I take that back. I went to the gas station, fill it up, came back, and then did the gauge again because I was afraid if I did the gauge again and put it at full and it went got fuel, I'd want to go all the way over. So I went over, filled it up, came back. Then I did the gauge to where I put it on full to where I know it's full, and got that all back together, and I was so happy. Everything worked. Everything's great. I'm going to go out. I haven't gone out. I've been up since like 2:30 this morning. I couldn't sleep. And then I got to thinking about why I didn't make a video yesterday, but it really would have been dumb. It'd just been me sitting there talking to myself with Chloe laying there sleeping. But I was really happy that I got all that together. I'm hoping that I go over there today and it starts. I probably go over there to start it today and it'll be dead, and I'll be like, that's why they unhooked that stuff. But at least I got a radio now where I can jam out the music and not hear all the noises. I'd really like to try to quiet the lift itself down. That thing makes you hit bumps. And another thing is that's a 1-ton, it's an E350, it's a 1-ton axle and dually in the back, so obviously it's not going to ride very well when there's not much in it. When I went to the airport with my daughter, her mom, and her grandparents, and had my chair and all of our luggage, it rode really good, like a Cadillac. And I was trying to explain that to him, like, this, you guys don't realize how good this is right now riding compared to when nobody's in it, because it's so loud. The suspension isn't breaking, it isn't doing anything. It's so tight. Like when I had my dump truck, you'd be driving down the road, bang, 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 bang. I put 5 or 10 ton in the back of that thing, and it would be like a Cadillac, nice and smooth. Nothing was, banging hard when you hit bumps. It's the same thing with the bus. It has a stiff suspension on it. And once I get that thing loaded down, hit the road, and have my chair and all 3-wheeler and all that stuff in there, it should hopefully ride better. Because that lift, though, it just makes so much noise. So much noise. And there's a plate that bangs on the bottom. And I know there's 2 Allen wrenches I noticed there, but I don't think I can tighten them down, because if I do, it doesn't let the thing go down and hit the switch to tell it to flash the light red and stop what you're doing. Or like if somebody, like when the kids are in there and I'm trying to get in and out of the bus, if they step on that yellow plate that my wheel ramp drops down to and meets, it'll flash a red light, beep, and stop the lift right now. It won't go. Well, I think if I tighten the screws down to quiet that down, it'll make it be stuck down. I'm gonna mess with that today maybe. But and I'd like to look at my second battery in the back to figure a little bit more out about that. I see it up underneath there by the back fender well in front of the axle, and I don't know how the heck you get that out. It looks like a metal tray. I didn't really study it when I looked at it, when I noticed it was there, but I knew I had a second battery and I was looking for it and found it. That's good, because it's good but not good because it's in the back. If you hook an inverter up to both batteries, I believe you get not quite double the power. Like if you got a 15-watt inverter and hook it to, tie it into 2 batteries like we did the dually on the transport truck, it should make a 1500 watt, like not quite 3000. I think, I forget, I read the directions on it when we were doing it, but that's a whole other thing I'll learn once I get to the point. I'm not going to lay this thing out with outlets and power everywhere. I don't want to overdo all that. It's not going to, this is going to be good for me and what I want, and I'm going to have outlets on my countertop to plug in like different cookware stuff and charge stuff, and then one back by the bed. I'm not going to go all crazy. One by the couch. I'm going to have a couch on the one side, a wraparound couch, which I was talking to Chuck Blancett last night. We were looking at it, and I planned on putting my bed in the back driver's side corner up in the air to where I can flip it up when I'm not using it, and have my chair and 3-wheeler and stuff there. That's going to be my garage area. But the couch I'm going to make is going to be pretty big and wide. I want it to be to where I can have people hang out, watch TV while we cook or eat or whatever. Towards, I have my daughter with me, or if I'm camping with people, or if I'm ever not single. I'd like to be able to figure that out, but not the part of being single. I'm fine with that. But the couch is going to be so big that Chuck even said, why don't you just make that your bed? And I'm fine with that, because I'm going to get them memory foams that they got down there at that Route 80 Express down there on Cleveland-Maston Road. They sell all that stuff out of semis and stuff, like Rex's used to be. But I'm gonna use that memory foam and somehow find somebody to help me get that wrapped with something, some kind of fabric. I don't know yet. Gotta figure that out. But it's gonna be so comfortable. That could be my bed. But what about when I have somebody spend the night, or my daughter? I need to have a second bed, and I need to at least put a bed up in the back to drop down for, if somebody spend the night with me. I want to be able to sleep more than me. Not that I take up much room with missing my legs, but I'd like to be able to have a lot more room for people, And I want my main part of the box across from where my kitchen countertops and stuff are to be a big wraparound couch to where you can, socialize while you cook or whatever, and then have that whole side of the bus, the whole side of the bus for looking out, the view. The windows are huge. That's the advantage of this bus. My windows are so big. The disadvantage is losing heat and air conditioning in the summer, but I'm going to insulate the roof really well to where it's going to be what it is. But yeah, the windows are huge, and I'm going to block 3 of them on the driver's side because that's the wall my kitchen's going to be on. To where I'm going to build, up cabinets and whatnot. I want to make it really nice. I'm excited to do all this. I wish I had, my funds weren't like they were, because I just jump right into it and start buying stuff and paying, people to help me do the things I need to do. But I don't have the money. It'll work out. I'm gonna mess with my taxes to get my stimulus checks. I never got the full stimulus checks ever. Got like 150 to 200 because they went back by what I made 2019, and in July when I went in the hospital and lost my legs, I was at 75,000, and then I got that 2,000 a month short-term disability until January, so that was like another 10,000. So that put me over to where they start giving you percentages of the checks. Well, here I haven't been working since 2019 in July, and I didn't get all the stimuluses were like that. But I was told, but I didn't do my taxes this year because I'm on Social Security right now, or disability, and I didn't do my taxes, and I was told that I can get in there and figure that out to get the balance back. I need to do that, and I'm going to put that along with my back pay for my pension to do my solar panel. I'm putting it all on the bus. I'm putting every dime I get into this thing. I got my 0-turn mower. I'm going to try to keep that until I leave, or before I leave, right before I leave. That way I can mow my yard, and all my friends around me that I mow, and the people that pay me that mow. That way I can still make some extra money doing that before I leave. And then use the money from that to put into the bus. Or maybe I was thinking about using that to buy my 3-wheeler. I want to get a little 3-wheeler. Small one. But I want to get one that's got a good motor. I want to make it beefy to where it'll haul my fat butt around, to where I can at least sit on that and wheel around. And if I'm at a beach or somewhere, I don't want it to be loud and fast because it'll make people mad. I just want a nice little 3-wheeler, small as I can get, that'll let me get on there. And my left stump's so short, it won't matter. I'll just sit on it and hit the shifter with my hand and just go. And my electric wheelchair won't go to places like that. And if I have my prosthetics, that's crap. I can't walk on the grass with them things that fall all the time. But you never have enough money. Money's the issue for everybody. I was making the money I was making working at UPS, pulling triples. It was great. And it wasn't enough. I was always broke. I always budgeted what I could afford to pay every month on toys, and made sure I paid all my stuff, but I wasn't good at saving money. I blew it. I always had plans too, but the more you make, the more you spend. I know people that make way more than what I made, and they'd say the same thing. $500,000 house, all the toys they had. So I wish I was a millionaire. And I just have more problems. But yeah, I just want to make this video to talk about the stuff I did to my bus yesterday, putting the light in the dash and getting that Intel system going, and fixing the radio and that door so it wasn't making all that noise. So it's much quieter rolling down the road. I need to get that roof, my buddy Mike and his dad Hodgkinson, to seal my roof, and that'll be done. But the stuff they did last week it worked great. That's all it was. The seam around the whole top of the bus, the caulk had to be cleaned out and recaulked, and because it was just separating, splitting, and bad in spots to where when it would rain, I'd find puddles in the back and the front all over. And so it rained this week a couple times and it didn't leak at all. I know that's what it was, so I'm confident and happy with that. Uh, the radio sounds awesome. Doesn't sound as good in the front because I'm sitting in the front van part, and the speakers are in the box that's wider than the front of the van. So when you're sitting in the seat, it doesn't sound as good. When you're in the back, it's like surround sound. Sounds really good. I need some more bass. I need like something. I don't know. Once I get this thing done, I can assure you I will have some kind of subwoofer, something somewhere that will give me the tone I need to where it sounds good when I'm driving. Because I'm going to be driving sometimes for days on end, pulling over, sleeping, eating, taking a break, driving to get to, California or wherever I'm going. And a lot of music. When I was driving, I'd always listen to a lot of music, or I'd talk on the CB. I want to get a nice radio to CB to hook up in there. Getting my buddy Doug to help me mount it up to where I can put out like 10, 12 miles ahead and behind. To where if it's snowing or there's a wreck, I can hear about it and get directions around it. And I was always the one. A lot of people say CBs aren't in. Well, a lot of people use them. Whoever says that's full of shit. But that's all I want to do is explain what I did with the bus yesterday. And just another thing I've been trying to do is get my Patreon going, which is pain in the butt. But another thing I want to do though is I want to start reaching out to the people that are handicapped, people that are like. Another reason I wanted to do this is because when I lost my legs and was in the hospital, bored all the time, I would sit there and get on there and type in double amputee, anything to do with missing legs. I was typing in to watch to see what I was going to go through. And like I've said before, some of the dumbest videos these people would make, they weren't dumb. I mean, they would just be at their house, bad, wherever it was at. And just to watch them do what they were doing and show me what I wanted to see, it was awesome. It helped me out a lot. I sat there many nights when I was in the hospital bed, when I just lost my left one, because the right one was already gone. They took the left one, I was in there 3 months. And I had 11 surgeries. And the right leg on the below the knee went first. And then when I got infected, it was like probably 2 months later that I lost the left one. But when I lost the left one, that's when I knew, well, if I'm not going back to work, UPS isn't going to let a guy with no legs pulling a set of triples down the road. I'm done. But I forget what my point was at. Oh, shoot. I got so many things on my mind. But, yeah, I was looking at my options, and what did I just do? I just screwed this up big time. I'm sorry. Somebody was walking by the front window of the office, and it kind of sidetracked me because they came up here like they were going to knock on the door, and they left. Kind of sidetracked me. But it was a neighbor lady that walks. She does a clicker thing and keeps track of what she does. Sorry about that. But what was I saying? About my legs. I don't know. Well, anyway, I've got so many other things I want to do today. I'll just leave it here where I'm at. It drives me crazy when I do that. Short-term memory. Well, hope everybody has a good day and enjoys my video. Hopefully I can get... Oh, I know what I was saying. Handicapped people. I want to reach out more to them than videos when I was in the hospital. Sorry about that. Screwed that up. I would like to really hopefully get a lot of people from the amputee sites that I'm on to follow me and see what I do to help them see and maybe get out of the hole they're in, being negative, feeling down. I mean, I still get like that once in a while, but some people I see on that website, and it drives me crazy because it's like I feel like they're not trying, but everybody's different. But a lot of people on there are negative, and it is a big thing to have this happen to you. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. But everybody deals with it differently. And I'd like the people that have a hard time dealing with that see what I'm doing to try to give them some oomph, kick in the butt, to do something they might have an idea, whether it's doing what I'm doing or buying a house or a toy, a four-wheeler. Like for me, it was my zero-turn mower. that summer. First thing I did was get that zero-turn mower and start mowing grass, and it gave me something to feel normal. Just like when I drive around, it gets to me feeling normal. I feel like everybody else, like I did, you know. But that's another bunch of people I'd like to be able to make my channel reach out to where I have a lot of them people getting on there and talking to me. I do have people asking me questions. I've been had people call me and ask me questions about how I'm gonna do what I'm doing. How I'm gonna fuel it. I'm gonna get out with my prosthetics or use my wheelchair. It's easy. Um, People ask me about laundry and stuff. I'll be stopping. That'll be easy too. There's all kinds of places to do laundry at. They got bars with places to do laundry. They got laundromats all over. Um, and people ask me about, you know, you gonna have water? You gonna have a toilet? Yes, I'm gonna have water and toilet. That's my biggest stopper right now because I could start framing that up now, but I got to figure out exactly what I'm using for a fresh water source. I don't have that yet. I'm trying to find a camper, an old camper that I can get some parts off of, like a fresh water tank and things like that. But I will definitely have water and power. The most important thing to me is power because I need to be able to have air conditioning going at night and watch TV. I have to have that. That's just the must of this whole penthouse thing to make it work for me. I have to have air conditioning. My fat butt doesn't deal with humidity well. I don't like it. I don't sleep well as it is, let alone when it's humid and sweaty, and I just don't like that. My dog don't either. But another thing I've had people asking me since I've been doing this is, well, how often will you come home? I'll definitely be working my way around to where I'm home every 90 days. I have to because of my health and stuff I've got going on. I've got to be able to make it back to my doctor every 90 days. That's a must. So I'm going to try to schedule everything I do when I'm home during that time period of that time I come home to see my daughter, do the doctor stuff. And so that's what this is going to be like. I'll be going out for a couple months, come home, see my daughter, do doctor's visits and stuff, and head back out. Where I'm going first, I don't know, because I plan on leaving July or August, because I need as much time this summer. As I wish I had the money to say, yeah, I'm leaving. Summer starts April, May, I'm gone. But that's not going to happen. That's why when my landlord asked me about it, I told him July or August, because I need as close to a year to get as much money and stuff done at this thing so it can be the way I need it. And I got it in October, so I wasn't going to wait till October to leave, but I wanted to put it off later towards after, July 4th to take off. And then I don't know where I'm going to go. I know where I want to be in the winter. I know in the winter I'd like to be down like Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, places like that. I'd like to be down there in them areas in the winter, and then hit like Colorado and stuff like that in the summer. Utah, South Dakota, Minnesota. I don't really have anything to do with Washington. It's too far up in the corner, but they got some cool woods and places like that. But I don't know. We'll see. But I've been to a lot of the states anyway. When I was driving before I worked at UPS, I did long distance for a while, and I traveled all over that. That's when I got all over the place. I've been to the most places working for that company. But all right, well, now that I got all that off my chest and feel better, I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.